All right, everyone. Today is 8:30 on a Wednesday. Okay, here we go. So here we are. Please, anyone tell me. Okay, so there's a chat. Perfect. Actually, the registration, generally, I don't get too many questions in registration. That was the common theme. What the heck is going on? Why is it so heavy? Wow. Yes, we are definitely in some heavy energy right now. It started slowly. I think it was December 16th when we kind of got that shift in energy to kind of make everyone feel thing, and slowly over time it got bigger and gradual. What they do is they kind of desensitize us, bring down a little bit of sadness so things can come in. Yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. So I'm just going to give it a second here. It's 8:30, I'll begin. But yeah, very common question. So you are not alone. In these times, it is really, really important to keep your energy as high as possible. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that I've used last few days. And it's funny because I'm thinking, what am I going to talk about today? Because today's been a very, very heavy day. So I just finished meditating for an hour and a half, and I feel very relaxed. Still have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth right now, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, let's see here. So it is 8:31. I'm going to start talking. So I'm assuming everyone can hear who's on the call. The volume's up today. My system seems to be working, so this is all very good. So thank you for joining the call. This is the first of the January series, so there'll be one today, then one running on a Monday, and one running on a Thursday. So it's not necessarily staying on one night. I can't seem to please everyone's calendar, so I just kind of go with what works for me, the best times, and that seems to be working. Again, if you miss these calls, they are being recorded. They are being put on YouTube. And every time I upload a video, I'm getting these things called, I forgot the name of it. Something like, oh, if I take a quick look, the music I'm using, and it doesn't matter. I tried different music that I didn't think even was that good, and copyright claim. So I'm not posting these for money purposes, so I don't know why there's copyright claims. But I think no matter when you're posting onto something like social media, the music I'm using, although I bought the music doesn't belong to me for this type of purpose. So I'm trying to reach out to two of the artists I like to say, hey, can I buy some music? I'll just buy it so I can put it on without getting in trouble. No one's returned my inquiries at this time. So I'm just going to go back to the music I love using and just keep posting it. And apparently if any money ever came through, they would get it. So who cares? They can have it. So here we go. What the heck is going on? So do you like, well, here we are, 2022, and we're still in the same place we were a year ago. Now, that being said, it's not completely true. There is so much difference in the background of things. And when we live in a very 3D world where we can't see much more than darkness, it's very hard to think that we're any better than we were a year ago. And I can have many conversations with many people who just say, Brenda, what the heck's going on? I just feel like I'm giving up, that it's so heavy, it's so frustrating, it's so this, it's so that. So New Year's, another New Year's, and it was crappy from, what most of us would feel. This energy, the messaging. So today I'm going to give you a very quick analogy that I used for my kids the other day. And I don't know if they loved it, but I was trying to help them understand what's happening, because I can be a very optimistic person. I can be very in much peace, but the people around me aren't. They are kind of in this chaos because their lives are being turned upside down. Things they love to do, they can't do. And it's frustrating. And it's frustrating for all of us because a lot of people I've done what I was supposed to do, and yet we're still being locked down. So I'm not here to get political or anything like that, but I know in my heart what I know in my heart, and the media lies. So, and it is there's an agenda there to cause chaos, fear, worry. Yeah, and it's working very well. It's working very well. And why it's going on, this is not for this call, because this call is not to kind of make your head spin. It is to show you how you can stay in peace in these times. 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, when I used to work in corporate, and I used to tell people, you know, something's coming. And when it comes, there's going to be chaos, confusion, fightings within families, fighting within neighbors, arguments, confusion, breaking down of governments, school systems are going to change. It's going to be very uncomfortable. And people used to think I was crazy, and I don't know. I just knew it. I just knew something was coming, but I couldn't place it. I knew it wasn't a war, and I knew it wasn't like an Armageddon. It was more like kind of what we're going through. Very uncomfortable feelings for all of us. And it's part of what is the ascension process. Now, in a way, although it's a very uncomfortable process we're in, it's also a very beautiful thing. And believe it a lot or not, our souls are very excited to be here. And the reason is it's very rare for a planet to go into the darkest of the dark and then shift out of it. So Mother Earth is healing. And in the process of healing, humanity's healing, and vice versa, because we're all connected. The process is very uncomfortable because the dark that's been on this planet, that's the ego, the fighting, the judgment, the all the bad stuff on this planet that's been happening for thousands of years, can't just magically off the planet. There's a process involved. And the process actually started in 87. There was a big shift then. Then 2000, and then another one 2012. And that set us on the path. So we are on the ascension pathway, whether we know what that is, don't understand it, don't want to be on it. I get it. It's uncomfortable, but we're on it. But it's an exciting time, because if we didn't get here, civilization would have ended probably in 2012, or could have ended in 2000 or even 1987. So we kind of made these like things, but now we're in ascension. Now, what is ascension? It's kind of a personal thing. It's a personal cleansing of, not that we're bad, we're all born magnificent, but in our Akashic records, in our field, we hold all that chaos of humanity, all that meanness that happened to our ancestors, all that meanness that's happening now is in our field. And we all have this kind of like battle, this duality where there's dark and light. And I have it. I've been working 12, 13 long years to resolve a lot of that, letting it go, anchoring more light, raising my vibrations. But it's a daily struggle, and sometimes. But what I want to do today is give you kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel, but also some tips and tricks that I use to keep myself sane, especially when we go into like a retractive stage. So sometimes we feel a little bit lighter. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We're kind of in that pullback. And the pullback sucks, right? We all know, and you guys can give it any words you want. I've got a lot of choice emails coming to me saying this. It's frustrating. I want to give up. I feel like I'm being punished for being a light bearer. I feel like I'm being punished for following my heart. I feel alone. I feel this. I get it. I get it. And it's okay to have those feelings. But the one thing I want to really connect you back to is we are loved beyond belief. These beings of light that are helping us, they're helping us in ways that they're not going to come down and get rid of governments and change things like that. What they're doing is giving us the ability to heal. It's really an individual healing. We all have the power, we all have the free will to say, I choose the light, or I want to live in this world of darkness that's always been around. Now, the thing here is when I say, yeah, I choose the light, and I want the world to be a better place full of love, compassion, where it's love versus more love. Yes, it sounds beautiful. I guess that's like I'm on board. But to get there, there's this purging of the dark energy. Now, the dark energy is leaving the planet 100%, but there's a process involved to have it removed. So it's like 2020 was one of my best learning years. I met the darkest of the dark and survived. So I love 2020 for my learning. 2021 was one of my favorite years as well because, wow, a lot of great things happened to me, a lot of contrast, again, lots of learning and self growth for myself. 2022, I believe, is still going to be an intense year because as things change, it's going to be very uncomfortable. So, for instance, let's say in a country where people are very repressed. I'm not going to use Canada or the US right now because we there's stuff going on here, but there's a lot of countries that are worse off than us where they're very repressed, they're not allowed to do things like that. And then they find out their government lied to them and something was created that hurt a lot of people. And those people are going through their own awakening as well, and they're going to realize like our government that we trusted hurt us. So there might be some overturning of things in other places in the world, and as that happens, it's going to feel very ugly and icky to us. Just like when we hear on the news something happening to someone else, it didn't happen to us, but we're hurt by it, we're disgusted in it, we're saddened by it, right? So when we hear things, and we are gonna, this as we go through this process, there's things that are gonna come up, or even things that were buried, and those poor children in those schools that came to light. That darkness on this planet, as it's purging out, it's almost like it has to reveal itself to say, hey, this has been going on for thousands of years under your noses. You didn't even know. So now, as we become more enlightened, we've almost hit a consciousness of revealing as we heal. So I don't like to hear things like that. I'm more of a lovey-dovey, optimistic person. When I hear things I don't like, I kind of dip because it hurts my heart. So then how do I get out of that? How do I get out of that such a tender heart? My vibration's going to drop. I'm most likely going to get sick because that's what happens when Brenda loses vibration. The first thing that does, my body goes. That's how I know I'm losing vibration. Generally, it will be something very mild, like my skin will start to itch. So I understand how my body reacts to a lower vibe. Because I'm very sensitive to lower vibe and I can get sick very easily, like pneumonia, flu, whatever, kidney problems. So for me, I keep my high vibe for many different reasons. One, mainly my health, my mental health, to be a strong person for my family, and to understand that my soul mission is to hold light for those who can't. So it is my every second of the day to keep my vibration high. And it's hard to do in these circumstances, but not impossible to do. And this is the beauty of it. People can do, or things, circumstances can be grave and they can feel icky and all that stuff. But in the end, you control how you feel. Now, there are influences out there that can kind of counteract that. So it is understanding what makes you upset. What am I hearing? What am I watching? What am I, involving in that's making me unstable mentally, physically, whatever it is, emotionally? And then limit yourself to it because that's something you have power to do. Meaning, if the news is on, and I've been watching the news a little more than usual because I want to be in the know, but I am doing it very limited. So what I do, if I'm listening to something I like they're saying, hey, you know what? Show us what's really happening in the hospitals. Actually, I really like this guy. I forgot the guy's name, but he was on Global. He goes, show us what's really happening in the hospitals. Are they really COVID cases? Oh, the rise of children in the hospital. Well, when it came to it, yeah, there's rise. They have more, broken legs or other issues, but they make it so ambiguous that we assume it's COVID. And then it hurts our heart and we get scared because we've been fed all this stuff and it triggers so many different emotions. So there's truth coming out from different places. People are starting to awaken to what's going on. But that feeling is still there. It's icky. We're in lockdown. It's tough. It's saddening. I can't see my friends, all that. But in the end, what we can do is connect to our heart. And how do we do that? Okay, deep breaths. So I'm going to give you a few examples, but before we do that, I want to say that we are in like an aquarium. This is the example I gave to my children. We're in an aquarium right now, and we're pretend we're fish. Okay, we're not fish, but we're going to pretend we're fish. And our owner hasn't cleaned our cage for a while, or it's not cage, our aquarium, our water, and our filter stopped working. So now as fish, our water is getting murkier and murkier, and it's getting scary. What the heck is going on? Did our owner die and forget about us? Are we being forsaken? Are we being left alone to just fend for ourselves? I always trusted every day my water would be clean and I would be fed and nothing's happening. What's going on? So these fish start to panic because the water is getting murkier and murkier, and some of them are getting so scared that they want to jump out of the water, which they know they might die, but they're just so scared they don't know what to do. And then there's other fish saying, it's okay, let's just hang on, something's, maybe something's happening, I can feel something's happening in the back end. And they're like, oh no, that can't be true because we're living in it, and the water's getting murkier and murkier because we're in the darkness. So as humans right now, we feel like we're in the darkness. What the heck's going on? But behind the scenes, and I know this to be true, but I can't say it that you need to believe it. It's just my truth. But behind the scenes, beautiful things are happening. So with this aquarium, the owner has ordered a beautiful new filter, new rocks, new things, but the fish don't know that. So what's happened is the fish are in panic mode, but all of a sudden there's a shift, and then things start to lighten up. All of a sudden, a new filter goes on, and the water slowly starts to clean itself. All of a sudden, a tree is moved out that's dirty and it's replaced with a beautiful new tree. Slowly, that murky darkness starts to change into a beautiful new aquarium that they would have never thought possible. That is how I see what is happening on Earth right now. We are in the murky, dense, crappy stuff, but in the back, we have not been forsaken. There are beautiful beings of light helping humanity change. They can't force it. This is a free will. When a person decides, I'm done with the fear, I'm done with the anxiety, I choose life, I choose me, that person lights up. That person's smile lights up another person. And what we have are these people awakening by this beautiful energy that's helping us heal, by Mother Earth that's healing, her vibrations moving up, our vibrations slowly moving up, and slowly in pockets all over the world, we're getting more light shifting. But that's what we're in right now, guys. It is not a magical one that's going to come and whisk us away. Trust me, I've asked, the answers keep saying no, it's not going to happen that way. It's a gradual process. Humanity somehow created this through thousands of years of what's been going on with all this contrast. And now we're going to go through the icky feeling of getting out of it. So, one tip I can say and that I use is 10 years from now. And I don't think it's 10 years, it doesn't have to be 10 years, but I'm saying 10 years from now because I know 100% by 10 years we'll be in a much better place, like very beautiful place. So looking back, so I fast forward to 10 years and what does life look like? Very beautiful, very light, where people are kind and loving. And when we look back, we're like, wow, that was something I would never want to go through again, but we made it. And that when I kind of fast forward myself and some people say, well, because you see it. I don't exactly see it. I just know it. It's kind of strange. Just like I knew this was coming, I didn't exactly see all the details. I just knew it. And I just know that. But if I were to paint a picture of it, it would be something that would look strange because it would be so peaceful, something that I can't explain in words right now. So that is coming. So we can project ourselves out there. Another thing I use is self-talk. So Brenda wakes up and I'm feeling anxious because I feel everything. Like a lot of us are very sensitive. So we're feeling all this crap around us. So then I wake up, I'm in anxiety. I'm anxiety from the neighbors, my kids, whatever it is, right? Everything, just the human collective. And okay, Brenda, you got this. You're going to wake up and you are not going to give that dark energy that feeds off of fear, anxiety, worry, an ounce of your energy. Instead, you are going to get rid of anything that's bothering you. Anything that's bothering you. I'm going to cut all interference out of my field. Anything negative is out of my field. And I'm only being surrounded in a bubble of golden white light. And in this bubble of light, I feel secure, calm, in love with humanity, in love with the situations, and grateful for everything I have. And the one thing that I'm very grateful is that I woke up this morning to take a new breath, that I'm here on the planet during this exciting time, this uncomfortable time, but this exciting time of ascension where we really wanted to be here because this is like, we weren't even sure if we were going to go through this and we're going through it. So to be a part of it is beautiful. So that's one thing, self-talk, affirmations. My house is full of love, joy, harmony, and happiness. Now, what's happening is there are a lot of people reaching out saying, I'm doing okay, but I have a family member who is not. They're angry, they're disconnected, they're sleeping in, they're just feel like their demeanors change, they're heavy, and it's almost like they're not even the same person. That is someone who's being interfered with. What happens is we all have a field, and our field can be beautiful and clear and bright, or it can become dense and heavy. And when we start to lower our vibration, this dense energy starts to come in and it brings us lower and lower and lower, and we're being interfered with, and we can act out not being ourselves. I've had it happen to me. I know the feeling. I'm just like, this isn't me. What's bothering me so much? It can be interference. So what can we do when we have someone in our family that is just not faring well in this, especially some children and even high schoolers where they're just feeling like, I'm being locked out again. I mean, these poor kids, like, give me a break. Let them have a social life, because happiness, socialization is what keeps us happy, and that's what keeps us healthy. So, this dark energy knows human psychology very well, and it's playing on it. And, even my own son will tell me, Mom, when I'm in a mood, I cannot stand you. And he laughed about it because he was in a good mood. But when he's not in a good mood, he doesn't laugh about it. I come in a room, he runs like far away. And I know he's got some interference in his field. That darkness doesn't like me, and it's going to run. I work very hard to keep a high vibe. But if I let everything in my life pick at me, my child's bad mood, online school, whatever it is, then I'm giving away my power to the dark. And I have made a vow to myself, I will never do that ever again. I've done it. I failed, and that's okay. But that was a very big learning experience. And when I start to dip and my body starts to get itchy, I'm like, oh, I'm in irritation. I get it. I need to take that time out for me. So for me, self-talk, affirmations, tapping. Tapping can, like, say if I'm really frustrated or something's bothering me, for anxiety and stress, tapping under the eye, just tap on that bone. You tap kind of on that sore spot, it's kind of tender right in there. You tap the underpit, kind of like draw strap, and then here, what that does, there's a meridian system that deals with anxiety and stress. You are pushing that out of your field. Another way to bring you back into alignment is taking your right hand. I've shown you this before, putting it on your chest, making slow circles to your left shoulder. I'm seeing it different on the screen, and saying something like, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself with all my problems and limitations. I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself with all my problems and limitations. That changes an up and down energy from reverse to forward, and you can start to feel calmness right there. That, with breathing in deeply, self-talk, affirmations, and anyone who knows me knows I am constantly talking to my guides. If I'm not talking to a human being beside me, I am talking to the love and light that's around me constantly. Because if I am talking to something, I am focused in the now. I'm having a conversation. Now, I don't always hear, but I'm constantly talking, because you can call it self-talk. Because if I'm talking, I'm saying how grateful I am to be here on this planet, how grateful I am that I can go to my fridge and eat what I want, or make a cup of tea, or just have some quiet time, or whatever it is. You can find the smallest things you're grateful for, then that gratefulness just adds love to the universe. That makes my vibration get all giddy and happy. Sometimes I'll put on music. There's a few songs I like, and I'll just dance around like an idiot in my house, but nobody's watching. Sometimes I'll pet my cat. It really depends. There's not like one specific thing I'm going to do over and over. I just kind of go with the flow depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes it's hugging a loved one or your young child, or sometimes it's cute if you go down on one knee under your child and look up at them and tell them how much you love them. They kind of look at you like, what are you doing below me? So that's even a cute reaction that can make you giggle a little bit. So there are little things you can do, or just out of the blue, say something kind to your spouse, something totally out there, something you haven't said in a while. And just be playful with each other. Find the little finer things in life that make us happy, because the one thing this darkness cannot take away is your thoughts, the way you want to feel, and your perception on life. So you create your own reality. Now, okay, I always say, you create your own reality. Why would we create this, right? But in this scheme of things, this is a human consciousness. This is a collective that we're all in. But in this movement, I'm sure some of us had some good times since 2020, some good laughs, some good food, some quiet times, some really great learning, some going within, even people who are very sick. I get it. I've been sick, and I know people who are very sick, and they'll say, Brenda, what do I have to look forward to? My body hurts. This hurts. The thing is, you don't want to focus on that all the time. You want to give your brain some relaxation, your thoughts, so it can start to heal. Because if we're always focusing on the pain, or we're always focusing on the fear and the worry that's around us, our bodies have a harder time to heal. So we want to get into that state of calmness and say, you know what, I'm going to give myself a few minutes of calmness to allow this beautiful love and light to come in. I'll give you another example of what happened today. I was a little bit, I'm kind of like this today, pretty high, but I dipped for a bit. And I bought new AirPods because I lost my other pair. And I don't know how, but I did. So I said, I'm not going to lose this pair. So I'm very careful where I put these AirPods. So they were, okay, to start the story, I plugged them in beside my laptop. They were right beside me this whole time, okay? So I got into a little bit of anxiety. When I'm in anxiety, I'm not in connection. I'm flustered. I can't think. Nothing, things that are in front of me, I may not see. So now I say, Where are my AirPods? I gotta take a call. I can't find them. So I run upstairs. There's 4 places I put them in. Run upstairs. When I was in my room looking, my guides told me they're charging beside your laptop. I said, no, they can't be, because I checked 3 times they weren't there. So I ran downstairs again. I looked. I didn't see them. I ran back till I asked the kids. They made fun of me because, oh, you lost them again. I said, no, you didn't lose them. Okay, frustrated. I just misplaced them. So I was a little bit out of sorts. And then a wise person said, take a few deep breaths. Just let it go and relax. You'll find them. So I sat on the couch with the family around me, and I just breathed deeply, and I was just breathing deeply. And I said, everything's going to work out. Okay, I'm going to find them. And if that's my biggest worry, what the heck? They're just AirPods. They're going to show up. And I just kind of let it go. They laughed at me. I was much lighter. When I came downstairs, my AirPods were right there in plain view. 5 times I looked for them. They weren't there. And now, magically, because I was in alignment, able to think, they're right in front of me. And I said, wow, I was so out of alignment, I couldn't see what was right in front of me. So when we're out of alignment, nothing goes right. We bring more chaos. I was running around like a crazy person. The only good thing that happened is I got a lot of exercise from running up and down the stairs for no reason. And I gave my kids a good laugh. But it's like, I'm just like, okay, that was something so simple. So if you have people, or we see people who are being bombarded with scary things, throwing them out of alignment, and they haven't been able to get back into alignment, and their vibration is lowered so much, can you imagine the vibrational state they're in, what they're pulling in, different, like it can be very chaotic. So then how do we get out of it? How can we help someone get out of it? We can only help suggest, but a lot of it comes from within. Some people are just going to get to that point where they say enough is enough. And that's what I did today. When I was going my little crazy state, and the kids was like, okay, like chill out. I had to tell myself, they couldn't make me say enough's enough. I had to say, okay, Brenda, enough's enough. You're being, you're totally you're going to lose your alignment. So just center yourself again. So I sat on the couch. I do that. I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. I do my breathing. Sometimes I do my tapping. I self-talk. I meditate. I say affirmations. And sometimes I'm doing this, because I'm like, okay, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. It doesn't feel good. What's going on? I need to reconnect. Because when we reconnect, we connect to infinite intelligence, and we know all is going to be okay. Now, when I say that, some people, my kids will say, Mom, when you say all is going to be okay, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean like no one's going to die and everything's going to be great and rosy and there's a, or I go, when I say everything's going to be okay, when I feel that in my heart, it means there's a lot of changes and processes happening on this planet. But in the end, everyone's going to be okay based on their soul's journey. So when I worry about someone's decision or what they're doing, I send them love, but they have the ability to wake up and choose what they need for their own soul's journey. Well, so what I realize is that if I just accept everyone's on their own path, and perhaps someone's choosing door A, B, C, D, E, F. There's so many different possibilities. What they choose is not necessarily the wrong choice. That is the right choice for them. Now, that door may not be the door I want to go through, but I may want to go through this door, but they don't want to go through my door. So they might think I'm crazy for going through this door. I might think, wow, they're crazy for going through that door. But no, we're following our soul's direction. And when you're taking a little more care of yourself, when you're saying, okay, I'm going to get out of fear, you might choose a slightly better door because you're more aligned. But let's say we didn't choose the best door. That door will lead your soul into the next step, regardless what it is. It's all about learning, experiencing. How many times have I told my kids, I never want you to suffer the way I suffer? But at the same time, keeping them in a bubble and not allowing them to go through life, to have those hurts, to have those cries, to have that experience. Who am I to say that people shouldn't go through that. I remember that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to save everybody I knew. I didn't want them to go through the crazy stuff I went through. But yet, the crazy stuff I went through is what brought me here to this place of peace. So if I didn't go through that losing my mind feeling, this up and down roller coaster, the fear, the worry, I had to dig myself out of that hole with tools I learned, with help, and sometimes I needed help as well. But over time, what that taught me is how to get out of it on my own. So there are tools. It is possible because we all hold the light within. We're all magnificent beings. It's tapping into that magnificence with it, which is you, going through what is true for you, which may not be true for others. Then knowing if you're following your own truth and it might be different from a majority of people, well, you're still living your truth. So who cares what people think? And that's probably the one of the hardest things to get over is I'm different. I'm not belonging. There's so many people with that. You know, I have younger kids, 20-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 7-year-olds saying, I feel like I don't belong. My friends don't understand me. No one understands me. I feel like I'm alone. I feel this. It is a natural feeling we're all feeling. And I do believe as we all are just kind of being pushed to our limits to clear away the dense energy around us, the traumas, the limiting beliefs, and go to our core, we're going to see a lot of shifts and we're going to develop new friendships and rekindle old friendships in a different way. So it is a beautiful process. It is an uncomfortable process, but it all comes from you. So connect to you. The answers are in your heart. And if you can't hear them because you have too much worry, fear, anxiety, chip away at it and know it's okay to be down and depressed and scared. But know you're not alone and know you can ask for help from the light. It will help you out of it. And as you start to ask for the help, you'll slowly start to climb out. And when you're up and you're feeling good, the trick there is to stay there by any means possible. Self-talk, affirmations, anything, a bath, a walk in nature. I know it's cold out, and to be quite honest, I haven't been out walking, and I really know that's missing right now because I love being outside. And the last few days I haven't gone out. I'm just like, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, okay, that would be helpful if I wanted to go hug a tree or something, or just walk outside and smell the fresh air. So that's something I need to do for me. I'm doing all these other things, but I'm forgetting. So there's balance. There's connecting with the earth, taking some fresh air, eating healthy. Even eating can change our mood. So sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, I'm gonna crave a sweet, a processed, whatever it is. But when I'm feeling really good, what do I naturally grab? A salad, fresh fruits and vegetables, because they're naturally high vibrating. If you're feeling down and you eat like a ton of blueberries, just blueberries, actually it's kind of working on your vibration in another way. When you're vibrating high, you tend to want to eat or exercise because you're bringing in stuff that vibrate high. When you're feeling low, you want to, you tend to grab things that aren't as good for you because that's what you're resonating with. So instead of grabbing the chips, which I love, try grabbing an apple and just force it down. I'm going to eat this apple because it's good for me and I love it. It's going to taste so good, and just eat the apple. But again, if want the cookie, eat the cookie and don't be mad. Just be nice to the cookie. I usually tell the cookie, hey, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to enjoy you. And nothing is going to be bad for my body. So I always say there's nothing on this cookie that's going to gain weight. I'm just going to eat it, enjoy it. And I enjoy my cookie. I don't care. I generally talk to my food or thank my food. And then I feel no guilt eating it. I'm like, I'm good. So I do a lot of weird things to keep my vibration high. And sometimes I just look in the mirror and make funny faces because, I can. And I laugh at myself thinking you're so goofy, but at least no one's watching. So just find the little things that make you happy. And when you're in that good mood, milk it. So when you're high vibing and feel inspired, that is when you ask all the good things of this universe, sending love and light to everyone. May everything just flow easy. Maybe the timeline go quicker. I don't want to wait 10 years. Let's make it 2. Oh no, let's make it 6 months. So I just play around with it to make myself have fun, but I'm adding positivity in the world, because as we shine our light, we're actually dissolving the darkness that's there. And we're helping humanity shift out quicker, because the darkness is really hanging on by a thread, but they know they're leaving. And the thing is, they're not going to leave without a fight, because like they're just having a temper tantrum, and they put up a good temper tantrum, right? So you know what? I always just say, you will not get 1 inch of my energy. You can go. And I use some choice words sometimes if I'm in the mood, and I laugh because like I'm just going to stay as happy as I can. If people think I'm insane, that's okay, because this girl is in love, peace, happiness as much as possible, but I work at it. It doesn't come super, super easy, but lately it's been a little bit easier. Although, yeah, it's a bit harder because it's, you can feel it, right? I mean, there's some of us who are very sensitive. It's heavy out there. So, yes, it is. Oh, one more thing. And then I'm going to start the thing because I've been talking for 40 minutes. You're listening to something that you don't like because someone in your household has, say, the news on. You say, access denied, permission denied. I am protected by love and light, meaning everything can creep in our field. So if someone's listening to the news, or I'm hearing people talk in the grocery store and I don't like what they're saying, I don't want that in my field. Access denied, permission denied. I am completely protected by love and light. That means I can hear it, but it is not going to my subconscious mind. My subconscious mind only wants love, peace, knowing that we are going to be safe. And as this process continues, I am not allowing any crap in my field that I don't want. So very, very powerful phrase there. Okay, everyone, you ready for the reason we're here, which is the healing. Now the neat thing is, no matter what music I play, I have copyright issues like I mentioned, so I'm just going to go back to the music I love. And when I post it and I get a little message, I don't think I'm in that much trouble, but I know what I'm doing wrong. I just don't know how to fix it quite yet. All right, I'm going to drink some because I'm very thirsty. If you have water, drink it. If you're new, all you need to do is relax. You don't have to do anything. This energy is going to do whatever it needs to do because it's intelligent. It loves you so much. It's going to heal at the physical, the emotional, the mental layers. You can add extra intention that may this heaviness in my heart be lifted. May we reconnect so I know we're going to be fine. May there be an extra calmness so I can sleep peacefully tonight. Let's send an intention out to this beautiful planet of ours and all these beautiful humans on here that are in a lot worse positions than us, that don't know what's happening. They don't understand that there's things out there that they can connect to. May we send them love and light so they can feel that love in their heart. Again, when we send out this energy, we cannot force it on anyone. It is being available to them, and it's up to their higher selves to take what's needed. We'll ask it for anyone in your family, any pets that are running around your household. Again, pets usually eat it up very quickly, but it's up to anyone there in your household whether they absorb it or not or use it. We'll ask for clearings of your homes. If you are worried about someone and they're not in your household, you can send out a special intention. May this energy, send a bubble of love and light to so and so who's not doing so well. And whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. All right. So we're going to start. Because I talked so much, I may go a few minutes over to give at least 20 minutes. But just so you know, although we're shortening the actual healing, they've already started ramping up the healing a while ago. So you've already been getting a lot of energy at the same time as me talking. But now we just go into the no talk and really feeling it. All right, anyone has a question, you can put it through, but I think we're pretty good there. Wishing you all a very peaceful night. I always set that intention, but for those of you who don't sleep peacefully after that, it's okay. It's a part of the healing process. We all heal differently. So just allow it to work on you the way it is. You're just giving permission. You're allowing it. And if you fall asleep, that's wonderful. And if you're awake, that's fine too. Your guides, your higher self is going to do whatever is good for you. All right, everyone. Now, deep breath for me. Put on some music. Okay. I'm going to share it through my computer. Okay, I'm going to drink some and then we'll. All right, everyone, here we go. Few deep breaths. Breathe in. Whatever pace you're comfortable with. There we go. Okay, everyone. I'm going to use the bowl just to push out any last minute energies that need to go. If at this point you just want to stay in your meditation, relaxation mode, you can hang up, have a peaceful sleep. This may not sound that clear, it's the intention more so. It feels really good. All right, everyone. I could go to sleep now. Feel very relaxed. So we always send out an intention for a good sleep. You may feel very thirsty. Drink, 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 because you're just releasing toxins. And the energy is going to continue to work for 4 or 5 days. Right now, we've kind of brought into back to alignment. We cleared your field, balanced your chakras, your meridian systems, got rid of interference, took as much of that crap in your field that could go. Everyone released what they were meant to release. So take that calmness, that peace, and you can talk to your guides and say, hey, I was given this healing. I know it's going to continue to work, and I'm allowing it and giving permission to work because I deserve to feel better. And as you hold the light for yourself and others, you are helping humanity as a whole because you matter. Your thoughts matter, your actions matter. As we bring love, joy, compassion, peace into this world, we will move out of this heavy energy quicker. We're in it together, so let's make the best of it. And thank you for joining. We'll see you on Monday, January 17th. I'll try to get this up on YouTube if you want to replay it sooner than later. And I'm going to wish everyone a peaceful night. Stay in the heart and just really know, like, there are things happening in the background that are not seen per se, but they're happening. There's so much happening. If I can't explain in words, and we're going to start to see it. So trust it, trust, believe, and know. And the more you stay in your heart, the higher vibration you're in, the more connection, the more you'll feel that safety and all that good stuff that we all want to feel. It's possible. Peace in these crazy times is possible. Trust me. It's just a bit of work. All right, everyone. And you know what? You made a step. You came out. You allowed that energy to do what it things. So it's baby steps to get there. All right, everyone. Good night. I don't want to start ranting and talking again because I'll be here till 10 and we all need some good sleep. It is a school night or a work night. All right, everyone. Happy New Year and sweet dreams. Blessings to all of you. Bye. All right, now I'm hanging up. I was just going through the thing. So thank you for all the thank yous, everyone. Thanks. Okay. Good night.